My mother said we had to leave home.
But we had to go, we had no choice. Yeah, because the communist government come.
The Trins were among 1 million refugees who fled Vietnam in the mid to late 70s after the fall of Saigon. Up to 400,000 of them died at sea, but a rickety, overcrowded fishing boat was the only way out for Sam, Rebecca, and their young daughters Helen and Judy. The family left virtually everything they had behind. Twice, pirates boarded their boat and took the rest.
They look very mean. They carry axe, knife, and gun. They took everything from us. Gold, jewelry, and even our wedding ring.
Judy Trinh is a freelance journalist living in Ottawa who regularly contributes to CBC.
And why some people are giving up. The story tonight on CBC News.
It was her account of the family's story that inspired the Heritage Minute. She was just 4 years old when they escaped. Gnawing hunger outweighed any fear of pirates. She remembers her mother frantically looking for anything to stop her crying while the dangerous marauders were on board.
It was a flattened taro root bun. It may have been there for days, it may have been moldy, but it was enough for her just to hand it to me and for me to eat, just so I would stop crying.
But that was not the most harrowing part of their journey.
The most frightening thing was when we arrived close to Malaysia, the Coast Guard, they wouldn't let us stop.
The captain sunk their boat. The Trins had no choice but to throw the children in the ocean and swim for shore.
Want to make a quick decision how to get off the boat as soon as possible.
Jump down into the water. I armed the Judy and swim to the song.
They spent 3 months in a refugee camp. Then came the Canadians, posted at camps throughout the region.
Did you study French in school?
Scott Mullen was one of the Canadian immigration officers interviewing hundreds of people each day. There were no records, no computer databases. So as Mullen told the CBC's Peter Mansbridge back in 1979, decisions were made mostly on gut instinct. 38 years later, Mullen is moved to tears watching the Heritage Minute's portrayal of this pivotal role in Canada's history.
As we go through debates, as we did not so long ago around the Syrians coming, we sometimes, forget to look back a little bit and say, we have a tradition of actually doing this reasonably well in Canada.
Certainly, the Trinh family is a success story.
It's a miracle, and we were aware that we had to give back.
Nobody wanted us.
Welcome to Canada.
Canada chose us.
Canadians opened their borders, their homes, and their hearts to more than 100,000 refugees fleeing persecution after the Vietnam War.
Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Calgary.